Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I am Muhammad Abra. Let's take a moment and think. Do you ever make a personal loans from banks? Do you pay your bike or car installment monthly? If so, the concept of interest is not a stranger anymore for you. Interest is a service charge applied to the loanee when they make a loan from the bank. There are two types of interest, which is simple interest and compound interest. For simple interest, the interest is calculated based on the amount of money the loanee borrowed. In short, the initial principal amount, using the interest rate agreed by both parties. For example, Shamil makes a personal loan of 1,000 ringgit with a 5% interest rate for 3 years contract period. The total interest charged to Shamil will be 5% times 1,000 ringgit times 3 years equals to 150 ringgit. In short, Shamil will have to pay 1,150 ringgit for the 1,000 ringgit he had borrowed. For compound interest, however, the interest is calculated by combining the initial principal amount and the interest charge of the previous year. By using the same example as before, the interest charge to Shamil for the first years will be 5% times 1,000 ringgit equals to 50 ringgit. But for the second year, the interest charge will be 5% times 1,000 plus 50 ringgit equals to 52.5 ringgit. For the third, the final year, the interest charge will be 5% times 1,050 plus 52.5 ringgit equals to 55.125 ringgit. So, the total interest Shamil has to pay is 50 ringgit plus 52.5 ringgit plus 55.12 ringgit equals to 157 ringgit. In compound interest, even the interest itself has charged with interest. Do you notice the slight differences between the total interest of both simple and compound interest? If the contract is extended to 10 years period, the total interest for simple interest will only be 500 ringgit. But for the compound interest, the total interest will be 628 ringgit, a 128 ringgit difference. As Albert Einstein himself once said, compound interest is undoubtedly the 8 wonders of the world.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Asil. So there is one question given. The question is, you suppose to invest RM 10,000 in a savings account. The account has annual interest rate of 4% compounded quarterly. After 5 years, you'll start making annually withdrawal of RM 500. What will be the balance in the account after 10 years from the start? Question, we need to find two things. The first thing is for the first 5 years without withdrawal, and the second thing is 5 years with withdrawal. So from the question we can get the given information. F future value or FV is just the value that we need to find. Present value or PV equal to 10,000, R equal to 4%, or we change into decimal 0.04. For M is equal to 4 because the question say is quarterly, so quarterly is mean 4 times is 1 year, and T is equal to 5 years. And we are using the formula FV equal to PV open bracket 1 plus R over M open bracket power of M times T. So we put the value and we get FV equal to 12,201 and 90 cents. So the balance for the first 5 years is RM 12,201 and 19 cent. So we move to the second part. After 5 years, there is withdrawal every years. The value is RM 500 ringgit. So we still using the given information for the question, but we change PV from 10,000 ringgit to 12,201 and 90 cent. So we need to calculate one by one for each year. So for the 6 years, the account balance is RM 40,278.50 cent, and for the 7th year, 60,812 and 44 cent. For 8th year, 19,904.28 cent. For the 9th years, 24,283.34 cent, and for the 10th year there is RM 29,020 ringgits and 19 cents. So the balance in the account after 10th year is RM 29,020 ringgit 19 cents.
My name is Hafizul. Now we move on to the second question. Now the second question states here, find the compound interest on 13,000 ringgit at 50% per annum for 3 years 8 months compounded annually. So what we need to find here is FV is equal to PV times 1 plus R power of T. So what is FV? FV is the money that we put in the bank. So it's RM 30,000. And what is R? R is our interest rate. I forgot to put here PV, and R is our interest rate is 15%. So we put here 0.15. So what is our T? Our T is our year. 3 years 8 months, or we should as well type here 2/3. So it's easier this way. So we got all the information. What should we do now? We just easily put all this information into our equation. So our FV should be equal to 13,000 times 1 plus, what is our R? 0.15 power of 3 times again 1 plus 2/3 times 0.15. That's it. That's our equation. So let's solve this. First, we should get 13,000 ringgit times 1.15 power of 3 times 1.1, right? And all together total equal to 21,748.5125. That's it. So how we find the compound interest? So it's easily just minus this value to your initial value. So 21,748 minus 0.5125 minus 13,000. So it should be equal to RM 8,748 ringgit point 5125. Right, this is our answer. So how do we find this answer? First of all, after we put this, it's just simply we put this equation. But for our question, it states that it's 3 years, 8 months. So how we solve the 8 months? So I just multiply here. 1 plus 0.15 is actually our interest rate for 3 years. But it's I multiply again with 2 over 3. 2 over 3 is equal to 8 months. So 2 over 3 times our interest rate for 1 year power 1. Okay? So that's how we get our answer for these questions. So let's move on to the next questions.
Now we will move on to the third example, which is third question is how long will it take for an investment to triple if it's invested at 5% per annum compounded monthly? So for the solution, we'll be using the formula of A equals to P in bracket 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. In this scenario, R equals to 0.05, which is 5% of the decimal, and N equals to 12, which is compounded monthly, and A equals to 3P. So now 3P equals to P in bracket 1 plus 0.05 over 12 to the power of 12t. So we will solve for t first, which is 3 equals to 1 plus 0.05 over 12 to the power of 12t. So now we will take natural logarithm ln for the both sides of the solutions. So now ln 3 equals to 12t times ln 0.05 over 12. So now t equals to ln 3. So now t equals to ln 3 over 12 times ln in bracket 1 plus 0.05 over 12, and we will get t equals to 22.5 years in total. So thank you.